appears they want us to be afraid. Be very afraid, because the DWP, as in the Department for Work and Pensions, is apparently cracking down. So, what's going on then? Are they putting measures in place to come after people for more money to fill their mythical, in my opinion, £22 billion black hole? Or could it be that they're actually trying to, perhaps, I don't know, do a little bit of good, as I'm sure many will see that as a change? Especially if it's coming after people who, let's just say, have been a little bit naughty, and let's face it, that would make a change from Labour's stance recently of letting criminals out early, eh? And I say that because according to this article it says the DWP is being handed new powers to clamp down on benefit fraud, including making banks report suspicious activity to the government, who, let's face it, will probably give you such punishments as sitting on the naughty step or picking up not one but two pieces of dog crap and then let you get on with your life again, I'm sure. But it says the new law known as the Fraud, Error and Debt Bill is being introduced by Labour and is similar, very similar in fact, to the plans that Conservatives were set to launch but had to be shelved before the general election. Well, there's no surprise there, is there? The government says the plans will save £1.6 billion over the next 5 years by unearthing fraudulent benefit claims. They will apparently be forcing people to pay back benefit fraud after falsely claiming they can't afford to. And whilst of course that does sound brilliant, because let's face it, no one should be getting benefits they're not entitled to, there is, I'm sure, a privacy concern, which I'm sure many will not like the sound of. And how deep or thorough, shall we say, will these checks be? I mean, will people who have got 20 quid popped in their bank account for a birthday present have to worry? Or is it just cracking down on people who are working but at the same time saying that they got skyveritis or whatever? Apparently under the new law, banks will be made to share information with the DWP which will show indications of potential fraud, and the government has assured that the DWP will not have access to people's bank accounts and will not share personal information with third parties. Well, good. And let's face it, for the majority of people, I'm sure, should be unaffected in that case. However, it probably all depends on, let's face it, where the bar is set, which might make them think that their £20 birthday money is fraud and must be recovered. But what they said about it? Well, the DWP said this legislation will give the DWP powers to better investigate suspected fraud and new powers to search and seizure, so the DWP can take greater control investigations into criminal gangs defrauding the taxpayer. And don't get me wrong, if this does indeed cut down on benefit fraud and things like that without affecting the everyday person's financial privacy, then hopefully that might claw back a bit of money. And £1.6 billion, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that is more than the £1.4 billion that Keir seems to want to take away from pensioners' rent and fuel allowance. So, if that is indeed the case, could they now get that back then, Keir?